what is Shrotas, what all things are present in it. I will just revise you because I know all are mostly first year and second year students, and all of you have already studied Shrotas very nicely because you are in this institute also, and all the people who have came from different parts and different colleges, you all know about the Shrotas very well, right? I will just revise it, and some points I will give you from my view, from my perspective, what I see in the Shrotas. So let's start. You all know it is said Shrotamayam hi Shariram. What does it mean? Our body is composed of various channels, various Shrotas, which are carrying, which are transporting some entities all over the time, 24 and 7. It is circulating in the Shrotas, right? The Shrota is composed of innumerable Murtiman Bhavas or physical entities, and these innumerable physical entities have their respective Shrotas. Each and everything what is present in your body contains a Shrotas. Each cell of your body also contains a Shrotas. Okay, so in that perspective, we will try to understand all the Shrotas. Next, what all is described about the Shrotas in our scriptures? Okay, Vedic period, some words, some panthanam like words are available in the Yajurveda. In Atharva Veda, Chashram, Antreshu, Gavinyo, Saptakhani, Navadvar. Like this, some words you get about the Shrotas in the Vedas also. In Upanishads also you can find some words which denote about the Shrotas. Okay. These are the Sahitas, these are the references where you can find about Shrotas in the present text, what we are reading in our syllabus. You will see that I think PPT will be provided to you, and there is shortage of time, so I'm not going into the details of all these things. What is Shrotas? The main question. So, Shrotas is like Shravanat, Shrotansi. These are all the shlokas you find about Shrotas. Shravanat iti rasadeva poshyasya Shravanat. So Shrotansi or Shrotas is a channel, a transport system which transports some nutrients, which transports your whatever required by your cells. It just something is oozing, something is secreting, something is you can say flowing continuously. It is flowing throughout your body, right? Next, we will move to, these are the English translations. You can see structure of Shrotas. What is described? Moolat khadantara dehe prashritam tu abhivahiyat Shrotas taditi vigyayam shira dhamani varjitam. Shushruta said that you have to exclude the Sira and Dhamani, then you count everything as Shrotas. But what do you want to say? Shira and Dhamani are also included within the Shrotas. It is a part of Shrotas, right? Next, Swadhatu Samavarnani Vritta Stulani Anuni Cha Shrotansi Dirghani Akritya Pratana Sadrishan. These are the shapes, what all types, what all shapes of Shrotas you find in the body. Some are circular, some are meshwork like Shrotas, some are big Shrotas, some are small Shrotas, macro Shrotas, micro Shrotas, everything you can find. And Swadhatu Samavarnani, how does the Shrotas look? It looks like the same color of the thing which it is circulating. Simple. Okay. Yavantah Purushe Murtimanto Bhava Vishesha Tavanta Evasmin Shrotasa Prakara Vishesha. So how many entities you have in your body? That many type of Shrotas you have in your body. Next, these are the meanings in English. You can read it afterwards. Regarding the synonyms, whatever is described, Shrotansi, Stiraha. So here see, they have included Sira and Dhamani also. Siraha, Dhamani, Rasayani, Rasavahini, Nadi, Panthana, all these words wherever you get in the text, that means Shrotas. Okay. Types of Shrotas. How many type of Shrotas are described in our text? So, Bahya Shrotas, Abhyantar Shrotas like this. Bahya Shrotas you can find Shravannan, Vadankhran, Kudumetrani, Navashrotansi, Naranang, Bahir Mukhani. Etani eva Trinam Aparani cha Trini Dve Stanayo Adhasta Raktavaham cha. Everyone knows this. The 9 external openings, 7 you find in your head. 1 is your Good. One is your urethral opening, one is your vaginal opening. Okay. Raktavah Shrotas. And though Stanya also, Stan means two breast in females, extra they have described in females, two breast and one vagina you find. So like this they have described. I want to focus, you can see all these external openings. One point, Dashame Mastaki Proktang Randhrani Nidang Vidu, described by Sharandar Saita. So what do you consider in that? In your brain also, one opening is there. What does that mean? What does that include? So we can include the ventricles. You have the openings which secrete CSF, which circulates the CSF through your spinal cord and all. Right? So you can consider this also in one opening of the body. Next point I want to focus on Nabhischa Romakupascha Shukshma Shrotansi Nirdeshit. So here Kashyap Samhita it is described that Nabhi and your Lomakupa are Sukshma Shrotas. Okay. Rest things you know very well. Prana Udaka Anna Rasa Rudhira Mansa Medo Asti Majja Shukra Mutra Purisha Shveda Vahani. According to Charak, he has described 13 Shrotas. And according to Shushru, Tani to Pran, Anna Udak, Rasarakt Mans Med, Asti Maja he has excluded. Then Mutra Purish, Shukra and Arthavani. So 11 or 11 pairs he has said. So one question is from my side. What do you mean by pairs? Are there two Anavaha Shrotas? Are there two Pranavaha Shrotas? Anyone? Do you have any explanation regarding this? In some books, I found that there are two Anava Shrotas, one is esophagus and one is stomach. Is that perspective correct? Esophagus is a separate Shrotas and your stomach is a separate Shrotas for Anava. Two roots are described separately. He has told Pranavaha Dve Tayor Mulang. Two Pranavaha Shrotas, then their mool is this one and this one. So what are the two Pranavaha Shrotas? This is a very big question. Keep thinking on it. So all over we can conclude the types like this: numerable, innumerable, drishya, atrishya, sharirik, mansik, sthul, shukshma, bahirmukh, antarmukh, bahya or abhyantar. Within this or under these headings, all the shrotasas are described. Next, coming to origin of shrotas, it is described as yathartha mushmanang yuktu vayu shrotansi dharat. So in the intrauterine life, whenever your fetus is developing, your Agni and Vayu. These are the two factors which differentiate the cells and which make all the shrotas, which originate all the shrotas. So can we include that this during the baby formation, your fire element and air element. These are forming the shrotas. Right. Shrotamulas described in Samhitas. So you for every shrotas you have shrotamula. 2 or 3 shrotamulas are described according to Charak, according to Shushruta also. So it is the table we will see one by one. There also I will discuss. These are the table. It is compiled for you people. So I will skip these slides and we will move forward. Later in, okay, Sroto Dushti. The next point which is described is Sroto Dushti. I think Prasanna sir will describe about Sroto Dushti in details. But I'll just put 1 or 2 points. Adi Pravritti, you can see. Then this one is not working. Slide. Ati Pravritti, Sang. This is Sang. It is just one example. Okay. Vimargagaman. This is Vimargaman. You don't find normally RBCs in the urine, but see, RBCs are coming in the urine. You can consider it as Vimargaman. Shira Granthi, any mass or tumor inside the Shiras or any area, any mass or tumor extra growth is coming, you can consider under Shira Granthi. It will be described by Prasanna sir, I think, in detail. So we will go to directly to the Shrotas. Okay, I have compiled here the Sroto Dushti Hetu Lakshan and Sroto Vidya Lakshan also described by Shushrut. Sroto Vidya Lakshan and Charak has described Sroto Dushti Lakshan and their Chikitsas. You can just read it out. Next. Okay, let's explore the Shrotas. Okay, ready to swim in the Shrota? Something is flowing now, so we need to swim in it. So first comes the Pranavaha Shrotas, Hridaya evam Mahashrotas. These are the Moolas described by Charak, Hridaya and Mahashrotas, and Shushrut described Hridaya and Rasavahi Dhamanya. Okay. What are the Hetu which vitiate the Pranavaha Shrotas? What are the Dushti Lakshan? What are the Vidya Lakshan? And what is the Chikitsa? All these things you can find in your book, but I want to focus that is pranava shrotas this much only. You inhale the air, you fill in your lungs, then you exhale the air and empty your lungs. Is this the pranava shrotas or something more than this is there? So let's see Pranavaha Shrotas, what you have to see, what you have to study along with this respiratory system. These are the air containing your oxygen molecules, which is required for maintaining your life, right? Bahirmukh Shrotas of Pranavaha Shrotas is your nasa, through which you take your breath. Then in the nose, you know, it is cilias are present, your goblet cells are present which secrete mucus, and all the preventive things are there to avoid you from infection, to trap the microbacteria, microorganisms, okay, and prevent you from disease. Then you go to Mahashrotas of your, or you can say that Sthul Shrotas of the Pranavaha Shrota. So it includes your pharynx, not esophagus, okay. Pharynx, then trachea, then you go to lungs, your air is traveling into it, you have your lobes in the lungs, and then comes your Rasavahi Dhamani, one of the mool of your Shrotas. Okay, we can consider as the pulmonary artery and vein which is carrying your oxygenated and deoxygenated blood into the lungs and out from the lungs, providing chance for gaseous exchange. Okay, so here you can find the segments of this lungs, and when you go into the detail, when you go into the Sukshma Shrotas now. We are dealing with Sthul Shrotas, then we are going into the Sukshma Shrotas, where you can find the alveoles, where the gaseous exchange takes place. These alveoles have single-celled membrane, where it is very easy for the oxygen molecule and carbon dioxide molecule to be exchanged, right? So when you open this alveoli, what you find? It's just a cavity, right? See, the oxygen what you inhale came into it, and there, okay, like and subscribe, no need to like and subscribe. You can find these videos in YouTube. I have just picked up the videos from YouTube and I have put my perspective in it. Okay, so these are the Pratana Shrotas, capillaries, Pratanavat, meshwork, it is, you can see, and all your things, all your oxygen and carbon dioxide are circulating through the blood. You can see the heme molecule. What is this heme molecule? Iron, which binds with your oxygen and also carbon dioxide for exchange. And here is the cellular level of your gaseous exchange. You exchange the oxygen and carbon dioxide molecule. Each and every oxygen molecule goes into your cell for aerobic respiration. We are aerobic animals. We need oxygen for each and every activity. Okay, and you get charged, you release ATP for energy, right? And your heart is pumping all the things, continuously pumping. You're inhaling, you are taking oxygen, it is exchanged, it is reaching your cells. How to reach? You have erythrocyte express. Okay, you have the erythrocyte express, they are traveling on it. Like you came from different areas, you reached here. Okay, so these RBCs are also moving like this. They reach each and every cell. But one thing, Mahashrotas is also said in the molar. How to describe Mahashrotas? It is your, we consider Mahashrotas as your GIT. So you take your food, then it goes all the way to your stomach, and there it gets digested to release the things which we require for our oxygen transport. Your iron molecule, and Mahashrotas and Hridaya is also said as the moon, right? So in the bone marrow, you all know erythropoiesis occurs. These erythrocyte express are released from the, that is the bus stand from where it is released, and your kidney releases erythropoietin hormone to start your erythropoiesis procedure. Okay, Hridaya, it is working, it is so tired. No, see, it is working and working all the day. It is pumping the blood and circulating everything. Deoxygenated blood you have to send to the heart, then oxygenated blood from heart to the body. All the cells, all the system are working together. If any system fails, then all the system will fail and you will not be able to live. But all the systems are working together to establish prana in your body. So can we consider all these in Pranavaha Shrotas? We have to consider, na? So be happy, you are alive because of all these Shrotas. Okay. Next we will move to the Udagvaha Shrotas. Udagvaha Shrotas. Talu Mulang Klomacha. Udagvaha Shrotas, what do you understand? You drink water. We can say water circulation in your body is Udagvaha Shrotas. This water is circulating throughout your body, you can consider this as Udagvashrotas. Okay. Whatever is visible, water is circulating through your GIT only, or you have any separate channel for water? No. You are drinking the water and it is absorbed from your GIT. From mouth only the water absorption starts, because water is composed of simple molecules. It doesn't need to get digested. Okay. So let's swim into the Udagvaha Shrotas. Shrotas, it is Shravanam. Okay. Waterfall, it is like waterfall. It is also described as all the Shrotas are like waterfall. You don't know the origin. From the origin, it is continuously falling. It never ends. That tank never ends. Continuously everything is falling down. So water is absorbed into your blood channels. Okay. Everything is ultimately absorbed into your blood channels, and the maximum absorption of water occurs in large intestine by your symphoteres or aquaporin molecule, where water absorption takes place. Okay. So you can consider this as Udagvaha Shrotas. But one thing, you feel thirsty. You feel thirsty. Why? When you have insufficient water in your body, it decreases your blood volume, it increases the blood osmolality, means it increases your solute level. Okay, liquid is less, solute is more, osmolality is increased. Now comes the cloma, your thirst regulating center, hypothalamus. Okay, so they are excited and you feel dry mouth, dry palate, comes your talu. So both are described in your Mula of Udagavaha Shrotas. Okay. Next, what all things are there? Blood pressure decreases, renin angiotensin mechanism is again starting in your body. You feel thirsty, you drink water, and everything again becomes normal. Okay. Next comes the Annavaha Shrotas. So when you consider Annavaha Shrotas, everybody will remember the GIT. Well, for everything we are using the GIT. Now, why only Annavaha Shrotas? You are drinking water also included in GIT only. So Annavaha Shrotas the Amasha Moolam Vamam cha Pasha, but Anna, the only thing you have which is traveling through your GIT, traveling through your mouth and moving to your stomach and all. So we will see what all things are there in the Annavaha Shrotas. Okay. Buccal cavity, stomach, Amasha is said to be its mole. Up to small intestine is Annavaha Shrotas. Don't go further. Okay, up to small intestine it is Annavaha Shrotas. So in the Amashay is one of the mole, whatever you eat rests in the Amashay for about 3 to 4 hours and gets mixed up with all the digestive juices. Then it is released into the duodenum where pancreatic secretions, your liver secretions, everything come there and they help to digest the food and break the protein, fat and your carbohydrate molecules. They release the simpler molecules for absorption. Now this is this full shrotas. Okay, now we will go to Sukshma shrotas. Your intestine contain villi and this you can consider as Annavahini Dhamaniya. Okay, then it releases all the nutrients into your blood cells and again everything is absorbed by your cells where carbohydrates go to your mitochondria, convert into ATP and amino acid is converted to protein by your ribosomes. And so every cellular structure is involved in your Annavaha Shrotas. Vitamin absorption in endoplasmic reticulum, minerals and water stored in vacuoles. Okay, so your single cell you have also contains the microshrotas for Annavaha. So one thing I will show you how the glucose molecule is transported into the cell. So you need insulin receptors are there. You need insulin for glucose absorption. Whenever cell requires the glucose molecule, insulin is released, and this glucose transporters are sent to the surface through which the glucose molecule is absorbed into the cell. And when your requirement is finished, these transporters are recycled back into the cell. Okay, these are the micro channels. Now, any idea you are getting why two shrotas? Any idea? Okay, next we will go to Rashavah shrotas. From Rashavah shrotas, you are starting your dhatus. Dharana, dhatava, what all things is building your body, anatomical structures. Okay. Hridaya Moolang Dasacha Dhamaniya. Hriday is the one only thing which is pumping and helping in circulating of these shrotas. So heart and the dasadhamanis which are coming out of it, you all have read, it is considered as the moola of Rasavaha shrotas. Now one more thing is that Hridayang Rasavahinascha Dhamaniya. So in nowadays in books we find okay lymphatic system is there and lymphatic system you can consider as Rasavaha shrotas. But only lymphatic system or something else? Let's see. Rasavashrota, same, you need your digestive system for everything. You need your mouth, you need your stomach, you need your intestine for everything. So, Hriday Dasadhamaniya, which helps in circulation, which sends all the digested fluid, your rasa, ahar rasa to every cell where it is converted into rasadhatu. So here perfusion takes place in the capillaries. Okay, in the capillaries perfusion is taking place. The fluid thing is leaking out of the lining of the capillaries and is supplied to your nearby cells. And rest the blood cells are again flowing forward. They are not leaking out. Okay, the RBCs, they cannot leak out from capillary walls. Only the nutrients, whatever is required by the your cells, whatever is required by your tissues is only leaking out. So you can see the lymphatic channels are also included here. Now, whatever things utilized by your tissue, waste is released. How these wastes are collected? It is collected through your lymphatic channels. Okay, so you can see the thing, all the tissue got their rasdhatu, and here single cell cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. It is also made up of your rasdhatu. Next, this process contains all the lymphatic vessels which drains into the veins, big veins, okay? And it also comprises of lymph nodes, lymphocytes, lymphatic tissues, which make your immune system. So here you see, it is the meshwork. You have your arteries, you have your veins, and you have your lymphatic channels also, which all together form the Rasavahi Dhamani. Rasavahi Dhamani is said as Mula of Rasavaha Shrotas. So here the tissue fluid which is already utilized is sent back to your lymph vessels, which doesn't contain the erythrocyte. It contains the leukocytes, it contains the white cells, but it doesn't contain your RBCs. So its color is like this. Its color is whitish. Okay. So blind-ended tubes and single cell thickness cell wall is there, which drains all the fluid and sends back to your heart through your veins. So you all know lymphatic channels are single directional. It doesn't return back. If there is some blockage, if there is some Shira Granthi, if there is some, what do you say, obstruction, sang, then what will happen? You will find edema in your depending parts. Many people came here with taxi and buses. You have edema in your feet because circulation is not occurring properly while you're sitting for such a long time. Okay. Next, while considering the Rasavaha Shrotas, you have to consider the Rasadhatu as well. You have to read both the things together, not only Shrota Dushti Lakshan, not only the Chikitsa of Shrotas. You have to read the Kshay and Vriddhi Lakshanas of Dhatus also. So these things are also included while you study the Rasavaha Shrotas. Next comes the Raktavaha Shrotas. Everyone knows about it. Your blood circulatory system, normally we say it is blood circulatory system. But why Mula is described as Yakrut Mulang Plihacha in your blood? Yes, hematopoiesis. Your hematopoiesis should be considered here as well, not only your blood circulatory system. So let's see the Raktavaha Shrotas. Okay, heart and blood vessels, you can see arteries and veins, you can see here. But not only this, when you are considering about the blood, you should consider about the hemopoiesis process also. Or as heart would have been described, your Hriday would have been described as Mula, not liver and spleen. So here you consider the hematopoiesis procedure, which contains the hematopoietic stem cells, which are able to divide and form any cell of your body. So in the your intrauterine life, first hematopoiesis starts in the liver and spleen if you take it as organ. And extramedullary hematopoiesis is also seen in many cases in adults also. That's why we can think, it is my view, we can consider due to this liver and spleen as the Mula of Raktavaha Shrotas. So all these cells are formed here, and your Raktavahi Dhamani is described, which circulates everything throughout your body. So these things comprise your Raktavaha Shrotas. Next, when you read the Raktavaha Shrotas, obviously you have to include the Rakta Dhatu as well. their Kshaya and Vriddhi Lakshan you have to study along with it. Well, to describe everything in one single class, 45 minutes is not possible. I am only here to show you the path how to study the Shrotas. Okay. Next, coming to Mansavaha Shrotas, you all know these are the muscle cells of our body, the muscle tissue of our body. But Mula is Nayu Mulam Tvakcha and Raktavahi Dhamani. Three things are described in the Mula. So we will see how these three things can be studied. So this is the Mamsavaha Shrotas. Each and every muscles are separate. Each and every muscle is given a particular name. Each muscle have a different name, right? But these muscles are bound together with the skeletal system, with your skin, with tendons, ligaments, fibers, fascias. All these things are present. So all these fibrous things you can consider as snayu. So it is said that snayu moolam. Next, tvak, which covers the whole system, which keeps all the system intact. You have your smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles, all the muscle fibers you can see, actin and myosin filaments. So now here it came Sukshma Shrotas of Mamsavaha Shrotas. Okay. Muscle cells or muscle fibers you have to consider. Raktavahi Dhamani, which is supplying to each and every muscle all the nutrients, all the required things, these are supplied. Here is the snayu, which binds everything together to function, right? Your muscle is required for every function. If your muscle is not working, you cannot do anything. Can you move your heart? Can you move your hand? Without muscles, your heart will also stop functioning if your cardiac muscles are not working. So each and everything you have to study in Mamsavaha Shrotas. These are the sarcomeres. Everyone knows that, first year students. And contraction and relaxation of all these tissues, all these cells help in movement of the body, any kind of movement. Okay, so everything should be considered in Mamsavaha Shrotas. Next, Mansa's Dhatu also you have to include in it. So it's Kshaya Vriddhi Lakshan also you have to study. Okay, we will move on because time is less. Medavaha Shrotas, Vrikko Moolam Vappa Vahanamcha, Kati Vrikkocha, said by Shushrut. So in the table you can find all the references. Here references are not given. Medavaha Shrotas, you can see you have white adipose tissue, you have brown adipose tissue. Normally we consider the adipose tissue as Med Dhatu. And whenever you gain your weight, where you gain your weight? In your thigh and Kati Pradesh, this increases, na? Secondary growth, this increases. So, while considering the Medavaha Shrotas, you take your food, normally the fat containing things which you have in your food, it is converted into your adipose tissue and bile you require for the emulsification of fat molecules. You require the pancreatic amylase also for digestion of these, for breakdown of these fat molecules into simpler things. And the absorption takes place through capillaries? No, lacteals. Here comes your Sukshma Shrotas. So these are the lacteals where monoglycerides, fatties, all these breakdown things of fat are absorbed. But how? In the form of chylomicrons. Chylomicrons need to be formed for absorption of fat. Okay, see this chylomicron is formed in the enterocytes and it is released, then it moves through your lacteals and all the way to the blood vessels. In the blood vessels, you have your lipoprotein lipase, which again separates the lipid part and protein part, and then it supplies to the cells and tissues. Okay. So here your all the cells, all the tissues got their thing. Then next, see Vrikka, Moola, Vappa Vahanam, it is said no, Vrikka, Moola and Vappa Vahanam. All the adipose tissue gets deposited there. And And Kati Pradesh, whenever you get more adipose tissue, you will find everything in your Kati Pradesh. Next comes the Meda as Dhatu. Also, you have to read. I skip this. I will go to Astivah Shrotas. Medo Mulang Jaghanang Cha. Astivah Shrotas is not described by Shushruth. He didn't say Astivah Shrotas. But Charak said Astivah Shrotas. So we will also study about it a little. Astivah Shrotas. Your Jaghan Pradesh is the long bones we can consider. Not only Jaghan Pradesh, Asti is present all over your body, but the long bones mainly are the big bones which give support to your body. Okay. So you have your osteoblast cells, osteoclast cells, and osteocytes which form the main tissue of your bones. And osteoclast cells, everyone know, it helps in breakdown of the bone whenever required. Calcium and phosphorus is released and your osteoblasts help in formation of the bones. So bone remodeling, both things depend on your osteoclast and osteoblast. Bone mineralization. Now when you go to Sukshma Shrotas, your calcium and phosphorus channels you have to study in this Astivaha Shrotas also, because calcium and phosphorus you need in your bones, you need for both mineralization. Okay, so hydroxyapatite is formed. This forms the main bone tissue. Normal bone remodeling is always going on within your body. Okay, whenever stress is there. Oh, now we can see how Medomulang, it is described now, Medomulang. So adipose tissue releases adipokines which regulate the activity of osteoclasts and osteoblasts. So we can consider that Medomulang for Astivah Shrotas. Next, Asti as Dhatu also, Astikshaya Lakshan, Asti Vriddhi Lakshan is also described. You have to take all the things into consideration. Next, moving on to Majjavaha Shrotas, Asthini Moolang Sandhayascho. Everyone knows Majja is present within the Asthi. So, Asthini Moolang and Sandhi. We will see some visuals. Okay, your Majja Shrotas, yellow marrow, red marrow. Well, what is Majja composed of? Only stem cells? No, you have adipose tissue and blood cells. That way, where adipose tissue is present, it is yellow bone marrow. Where adipose tissue plus blood cells are present, it is red bone marrow. And stem cells are there in your bone marrow, which can differentiate into whatever cell you want. Okay, these are the stem cells. So bone marrow transplantation also, you have seen in movies, bone marrow transplantation. Krish movie, he was searching for bone marrow. No. So it is very important while reading the Majjavaha Shrotas, you have to study all the things. Obviously, Majja as Dhatu also you have to study in it. Shukravaha Shrotas, everybody knows Vrishano Mula Sefamcha, Stano Vrishanocha. So Stan is also included in the Mula of Shukra. Is Shukra only that seminal thing or something else? Something else? All your sex hormones also. Whatever sex hormones are secreted in your body is also considered as Shukra Dhatu. Okay, so everything, it acts all over your body. Shukran Sarva Sariragato, it is told. Okay. Male thing and female thing, all the reproductive system, all the reproductive tissue you can consider under the Shukravaha Shrotas. So whenever your sperms and if you take the male part, sperms and testosterone, you have to consider whenever you receive any infertility case, not only sperm count, you have to see the testosterone level, you have to see the LH, FSH levels also. Okay, so sperms are released. This is the macro channel through which your circulatory things are circulating. All these seminal fluid, it is mixed up with the sperms, then it is circulating through vas deferens and ejected whenever required. So here Krishan and Sefa came as Mula. Then if it goes into the female system, it fertilizes and produces the fetus. So Sukravah Shrotas, not only this, you have to consider the hormones also, reproductive hormones in males and reproductive hormones in females, which acts all over the body, which stimulates each and every cell of your body. Okay. Then Shukra as Dhatu you have to consider. Next. Number 11, Mutravah Shrotas. Everybody knows that Vasti Molo Vangshanangcha, Vasti Medhangcha, your urinary system. But obviously it passes through the this thing is not working. Okay. Obviously everything passes through your digestive system only. It is absorbed and it is transported to your renal arteries, to your kidney, where you can find the Sukshma Shrotas. Your main tract, kidney, ureters, bladder and urethra is the Sthul Shrotas, and these are the Sukshma Shrotas where you have your glomerulus, filtration is always taking place in it, and you find your urine deposited, released and deposited into your Vasti. Vasti is said to be one of the Mula of Mutravah Shrotas. And whenever your Vasti is filled, you have transmission to your brain that we need to pee now. Many people are sitting here from morning. Many people are having this transmission now. Okay. So you have to rush to the washroom immediately. You should not hold it. Vegadharan comes here. So you should not do Vegadharan, or else you will result in many diseases, right? Okay, you need to be and Vakshana. Vakshana, why? Because all the muscles and sphincters are involved for release of this mudra. You need to release, na? If you're not able to release, then also it is very painful. Next. Okay. So Mutra, Purish and Swed. These three shrotas are described and you have to study it as Mala. This pen. Then comes the Purushavah Shrotas, Pakvasha Moolang, Sthula Gudangcha. Okay, so he said Pakvasha or your see up to small intestine we are considering it as Annavah Shrotas because there all the nutrients and all the things are absorbed. And after that, whatever is left is your Purish. Okay. Next. So, okay. So all the things after digestion moves through your large intestine because there what happens, there water absorption takes place and your fecal thing is formed. Okay, the mass is formed, the formed fetus is formed. Next, you can see, okay, I'll skip this. You have to study mal also, and your rectum part is also included in the Purishavah Shrotas. If all the fecus is stuck there, then also you will face many problems, right? Svedavah Shrotas, Medo Moolang Loma Kupascha. Everybody knows beneath the skin you have your adipose tissue, and which is thermoregulatory. Thermoregulatory. Whenever you feel heat in your body, your sweat glands are active and they release the sweat. Okay. You have your apocrine glands and eccrine glands. Apocrine glands are from your hair roots, attached to your hair roots. Both have separate secretions. Eccrine glands have separate secretion and apocrine gland also have separate secretion. Next, you can do. Next. Huh. So Svedavashrotas, whenever your metabolic rate increases, your mitochondria, they release ATP, they increase your body temperature. Whenever you're exercising, you feel sweat. You are running, you feel sweat. Whenever you are nervous, you also feel sweat. Okay. So, uh, so your whole body is activated and so here it came your eccrine gland and apocrine gland. They release the sweat. They release, these are the apocrine glands which is attached with the hair roots, and the apocrine gland which secretes is little bit oily and sticky in nature. And the eccrine glands which is secreting the sweat, it is little bit watery in nature. So can I ask, anyone can say which secretion produces the bad odor, that typical sweaty odor in your body? Yes? Yes, which one? Hmm? Eccrine gland. Eccrine gland produces the bad odor thing. Okay. So next we will move. Next. Okay. Next. Kshay Vriddhi Lakshan you have to read, and while reading the excretory things, you have to read the cellular release of waste also, which occurs through exocytosis. Your cells release the waste, and these wastes are coming out of your body through urine, through sweat, and through your stool also. Next, Ardhavavashrotas, everybody knows that. Garbhasha and Ardhavavahi Dhamanyaha. You have menstrual cycles every month. Next. Next. Okay, Ardhavavashrotas. You have to read the Kshaya and Vriddhi Lakshan. And finally, I have one Shrotas, Manovaha Shrotas. Okay, Manovaha Shrotas is not described anywhere. You only find in Unmad Chikitsa Prakaran. It is written that Manovahi Shrotansi Avritya Janayanti Unmadam. Okay, so in Manovaha Shrotas, you have to consider the limbic system which produces all your emotions. Whenever your emotions are affected, you feel disturbed and you get your Manovaha Shrota Vikar. So your thinking capacity, your memories are lost, apasmar. Okay. So your thinking capacity is lost, unmad, you feel. Next. Next. Okay. Manovaha Shrotas, little bit, just 2 minutes, you watch this, then we will end. So all the emotions, love, angry, happy or fear, it comes from your limbic system only. One person is happy in the same office, another person is angry. Why? So it is inside their own brain. How you accept the situation, it is inside you. Many people are sitting and many people are thinking how long it will continue. Many people are thinking, okay, it is very exciting, let it continue for 1 more hour. So it depends on your thinking system, right? Whenever you find stress, your stress hormones are released, neurohormones, adrenaline. Okay, you are ready for flight and fight response. But if you feel no, it is safe, no danger is there, your happy hormones are released, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. Then you feel happy. Everything is controlled by your brain only, what you think. So your limbic system is sometimes it takes over the thinking system. You fall in love and you get doomed. Your thinking capacity is gone. Right? Huh? It happens ना. प्यार में आदमी अंधा हो जाता है. सब कुछ भूल जाता है. So, see, like I'm standing here and I'm thinking this. Everyone is sleeping, or I'm thinking the opposite thing. Everyone is enjoying. It depends on my mind. Okay. So thank you so much. This is your Manovaha Shrotas. For conclusion, I will say Shrotas is a multimedia term referring to a range of structures, whatever thing you have in your body. And also it is governed by your Tridosha, Vata, Pitta and Kapha. We cannot leave it. Some people have described in the books that Vata, Pitta and Kapha also have separate Shrotas. But according to me, what is my view? Vata, Pitta and Kapha is found in every Shrotas, because it regulates the Shrotas. These three things, if they are not present, none of the Shrotas will work, right? So you have all the three Shrotas in your body, all the three Vata, Pitta and Kapha in your every Shrotas, and from a macro system to a micro system to a cellular system, you can consider as Shrotas. Now I think what my view is, the two Shrotas described by Sushruta may be macro Shrotas and micro Shrotas of every Shrotas, right? If anybody else have any other view, then they can also say, because I have already asked some people, some known people to me, they couldn't describe. Some people are saying, okay, I'm searching, okay, I'm searching. Since 4 to 5 days, they're sending me message. I'm sending, you found something? No, I'm searching. Still, till now also they're searching. But you can take home message like this. You can study the Shrotas like this. Next. So thank you to sir who invited me here and all the team of SUKHAAYU for giving me this opportunity. And thank you for all the happy faces who listened to me and cooperated with me, because I was also a little bit nervous. My Manohar Shrotas was a little bit nervous. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for the wonderful class. Now I request Dr. Prasanna Moksalai sir to take over the session as chairperson.
Good afternoon. As we are running short of time, I am to conclude in a very few sentences. It was an extraordinary presentation. Why I am very happy with the visuals and the narration. It was very much coordinated and very much impressive, especially the budding generations of Ayurveda. And regarding the subject, so there is one popular comment regarding the community Ayurveda, because we speak sometimes, one scholar speaks one thing and another say something else. So either and either can be said in either way, right? So sometimes that happens. That happens because the science, Ayurvedic science, is evolved from Vedic science itself. We know that is a Upaveda of Atharva Veda, isn't it? So the science of philosophy, our philosophy is like that. And as per the context, we need to understand. One popular example is there. So when we are sitting in a dining table, if somebody says Saindava, it means it is salt. And when you are in the battlefield, Saindava means it is a horse. And when you are in a uh, uh, king's place, there Saindava is a king, or it's country. Saindava is a country. So it is all the contextual meaning. So that's the reason we have a comment regarding the community itself, because it is usually said that you speak, everybody speaks differently, and you are not sticking to any idea. It is not so. Our science is like that. We have to accept that. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. It was a fantastic presentation for all upcoming uh, um, budding doctors, and how one can think, how one can analyze a topic. So one fantastic presentation. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now the session is open for questions. Okay. Now I request Major General Dr. Atul Bajpayee sir, VC of our institute, Dr. Mini KV madam, and dignitaries over the dais to felicitate Dr. Preetimai Sahu with a memento and certificate. I request Dr. Atul Bajpai sir to felicitate Dr. Prasanna Mugasale sir with a memento and certificate. Now I request Dr. Mini KV Madam to felicitate our co-chairperson Dr. Piyush Varsha with a memento and certificate.
Now I request Dr. Atul Bajpai sir to hand over certificate to the session coordinator, Dr. Ashwati Narayan. I also request dignitaries over the dais to uh, give a certificate to the reporter, Mr. Shubhankar Cherakabaj.
Thank you, respected VC sir and Mini Madam. Now I thank Dr. Preetimai Sahu for sharing her valuable thoughts on the topic. And I also thank Dr. Prasanna Mugasale sir for chairing the session and Piyush Varsha ma'am for co-chairing the session. And I thank all delegates for the patient hearing. Hereby the session is over. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So after